Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. My name is Cynthia. My study number is 22220126, and here I want to explain about the material narrative text. Okay, introduction. Simply put, a narrative text is a type of text that tells a story or describes a sequence of events. The purpose of a narrative text is to entertain or inform the reader by presenting a series of events in a coherent and engaging way. Okay, type of narrative. Number one, legend. A legend is a narrative of human action that are perceived by the readers to take place within human story. Typically, a legend is a short, traditional, and historical narrative performance in a conventional model. For instance, Tobalek, Rojongwang, and Sangkuriang. Okay, number two, fable. A fable is a short logical narrative that has animal characteristics which speak like a human beings. For example, the lion and the mouse, the ants and grasshopper, and the monkey and the turtle. Okay, number three, fairy tale. A fairy tale typically features like folkloric characteristics as fairies, goblins, elves, trolls, travelers, giants, or gnomes, and usually magic or enchantments. For instance, Snow White, Cinderella, and Rapunzel. And number four, science fiction. Science fiction is fiction based on some engaged development of science or even the explanation of a tendency in society. Science fiction uses a setting involving science and technology, for example, To the Moon for Earth by Jules Verne and Space Odyssey by Arthur. Okay, the structure of narratives. Number one, orientation. Orientation sets the stage for the story. Actually, the orientation should inspire the question who, where, and when. So when reading the orientation part, we should be able to identify the characteristic and setting about time and place of the story. And number two, complication. This section contains the problem that occur within a story. It is divided into three parts, namely raising action, problem began to emerge, climax, pick up the problem, and the last spelling action, the tension of the problem begins to disgrace, and the solution starts to emerge. Next, number three, resolution. The resolution is the part of the narrative where the conflict or problem introduced earlier in the story is resolved or addressed. This might involve characters finding a solution to their issues, overcoming obstacles, or experiencing personal growth. The resolution helps clear up loose ends, providing clues for the reader and for allowing them to see how the events of the story have impacted the characters. And the last, number four, reorientation or evolution. Reorientation, also known as evolution, is an optional component of a narrative text that serves to reflect on the story and its events, reincorporate the moralization of time. This section typically offers at the end of the story, providing a summary or commentary on the character experience and the consequence of their action. It helps the reader understand the significance of the story and encourages them to consider the message or lesson the author intending to convey. Okay, the characteristic of narrative. Number one, using past tense. Narrative texts often contain past tense because they typically recount events or stories that have already occurred. Using the past tense helps to create a sense of time and sequence, which enables the reader to follow the plot and understand the progression of events. Also, reading at the past tense gives context and shows a clear link between action and the result, which help the reader get into the story and understand what the characteristics are going through. Okay, number two, using adverbial of time. Narrative text often the adverbial of time to provide a clear structure and such a progression to the story. Their time expression help the reader understand when events are happening. how they are related to one another, and the overall flow of the narrative. By feeding a context for the sequence of events, other builds of time creates a more vivid and engaging reading experience. They enable the reader to follow the plot more easily and immerse themselves in the story as they can visualize the events unfolding within a specific theme form. Okay, number three, using adjectives. Adjectives. Adjectives are words that describe or multiply nouns, or put as simply adjectives are words that give more information about a noun, such as its color, as of such characteristic, etc. In narrative text, adjectives help create a more detailed and vivid story. Okay, number four, using noun phrase. Noun phrase is a group of words that contain a noun along with an accompanying modifiers such as adjective, adverbs, or other noun that provides more information about the main nouns. Noun phrases help create detailed and vivid description and stories. In narrative text, noun phrases can be used to give more detailed descriptions, like to define parts of a characteristic or setting, or explain complicated ideas concisely. Uh, okay, the purpose and social function of narrative text. Narrative text is to tell a story or records a series of events in an engaging and entertaining way for the reader. Some narrative texts might also have didactic or instructive purpose, such as teaching moralization or sharing information about a story, event, or specific cultural tradition. And yes, narrative text also have social function, which include entertaining, profit information, and of course, educating the reader. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.